Λοιπόν, εδώ είμαστε και πάλι για το δεύτερο ημίωρο. Ξεκινήσαμε με αυτό το συλλεκτικό CD που σας έλεγα πριν, Limited Tour Edition, και τη συμμετοχή εδώ των Electric Prunes από ένα live στο Las Vegas το 2008. Hide Away.
I hide away for just a day.
Λοιπόν, έχουμε στην άλλη άκρη της γραμμής τον James Lowe, τον Electric Prunes. Hello, James. How are you? Hello. So it's really nice to have you here, you know. So, first of all, tell us your memories from California 66 tour.
I thought you might ask about that.
I'm sure.
Well, this is a great idea we had to couple three bands from that 1966 that were all from California, Seeds and Love and the Electric Prunes. We were all from the same area here.
Yeah.
So the idea was we were going to put three bands together and go out and see if there's any way we could get people off the couch to come listen to some music. But the project was so mismanaged, we had to abort part of the way through due to Sky Saxon's death, and then due to some management difficulties. So we were real sorry about that, but we appreciate everybody who got a hold of us and told us they were going to come.
James, you've been on stage with Billy Corgan. Give us a picture. Tell us some details about your collaboration with Billy Corgan.
Our bass player, Mark Tulin, has been recording with Billy for the last couple of months. And, I think they're getting ready to do a Smashing Pumpkins record or something. So
yeah.
Mark has been playing with him, and now they're out playing, I think, 8 or 9 dates here in the Southern California area. All this last week and this week. And I think they're sort of testing the material out or something like that.
Yeah. I think he's on tour now with the Spirits in the Sky. He's on the road.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're calling themselves now, is the Spirits in the Sky.
Yeah.
And Billy's a real nice guy. He came up and played with us at Sky Saxon's Memorial.
Yeah.
He's a good player and a good guy.
James, how would you describe the 60s after all?
How would I describe the 60s?
Yeah.
I think one of the best things about it was an exciting time. Everybody was trying to do something different. Everybody was trying to get on the charts with their records so they could go out and play for people. It seemed like a much freer time because everybody was sort of helping each other. Everybody was sort of trying to get their friends' bands on the same bill with them, and there didn't seem to be as much competition there then as there was sort of a camaraderie with everybody trying to pull for the same thing.
Yeah. It was a generation on fire, maybe. It was a revelation for rock and roll music.
I think it was socially, in every way, everything seemed to be triggered at that time.
Yeah.
I think socially and music for sure it was in the forefront of everything. And at the forefront of that, of course, was AM radio. There wasn't the FM audience then for rock and roll, but there was an AM audience for rock and roll. So everybody sort of listened to the newest things and, commented on them, and everybody started sort of structuring their lifestyle around a lot of the musical presentations that were made.
And what about the second coming of the Electric Prunes nowadays? Are you having in mind maybe a new record soon?
I think we're going to go back in and record something else here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Since we've gotten back together, we put out 3 albums, and 3 CDs, I guess you'd call them now, not albums.
Can you tell us some things about the feedback, maybe your latest album?
Yeah, feedback is sort of a culmination. If you listen to us, it's sort of a very simple, pared down version of what the band's about. And it's a little more aggressive, I guess. And it's just, these things just come out one at a time. You don't plan them really. The songs come and things happen one after the other in the studio that make the album happen. And it's just our job to figure out when the heck the thing is finished.
Yeah. I know. James, when was the last time you have too much to dream? Let's talk about this great song from your debut album back in the 60s. Can you tell us some details?
Well, I guess the thing people always ask about is they say, didn't you know when you recorded that it was a hit?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is no. Because everybody else that listened to the song, I mean, we had the song in a group of demos that we had done, and everyone who listened to the song said, even record executives and such said, well, it's nice, but nobody would play that kind of music. Where are you going to play something like that? And at that time, the airwaves were controlled by disc jockeys and who would play things on AM radio. If you couldn't get it played, then you weren't going to get it to make an album, and you certainly weren't going to get to go any further if you couldn't get a single played. So that record, though it kind of jumps off the turntable at you when you hear it, as I said, everybody thought it was kind of cool, but nobody's going to play anything like that. And then finally somebody did in Seattle.
Okay, James, what is your greatest regret in music industry, looking back, you know?
My greatest regret?
Yeah.
Probably that I wasn't paying more attention. You know, I guess when you're young and you come out and your second record ends up on the charts and suddenly you're on TV and everything changes.
Yeah.
The face of the band changes, in fact, because the opportunities are there. And maybe thinking that opportunity was going to keep coming around all the time. You know, sometimes when you're young, you don't realize, gee, just how lucky you are.
Yeah.
So I guess probably not taking that very seriously. To me, it was just sort of a fluke. It was something that happened, and I maybe should have looked at it a little more seriously.
Yeah. James, who are some of your favorite songwriters of all time? Can you tell us some?
My personal
Yeah, your personal, yeah.
I would say Jerry Goffin and Carole King.
Yeah.
Of course, the Beatles. I mean, nobody writes better stuff than the Beatles did. The Rolling Stones. Probably most of the hit makers from that period. I came back from the period of the Brill Building.
Yeah, Brill.
A lot of people were located in one place, and they were just cranking out songs. They were turning out songs like a factory. And
did you mention Carole King before? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Carole and King and Jerry Goffin, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they were, cranking out songs for a lot of other people. They were working for somebody, so the output was tremendous. And I think the people that were doing that then were real focused on making cool stuff. I liked the Do Run and all that, all that stuff that came out of Brill.
Okay, James, what did you see last time, Sky Saxon?
I saw Sky up in Portland. We played with him up in Portland about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yes, and I talked to him on the phone since then, but I hadn't seen him. And when we were in Portland, after we played, he sat down and talked to me, and he told me he wanted to go on tour, and he was going to get $1 billion. We were going to go on tour with 4 groups and from the 60s and show everybody what the music used to really be like.
Yeah.
So he mentioned that he did want a tour, and from some emails that I got from him after that, I realized that he did. That's why we organized this California 66 thing, because I knew he wanted to play, as we do. We enjoy playing for people.
I know.
It's a highlight, actually. Playing is the highlight, because you get to go out and meet people that are actually listening to the music.
Of course. Okay, James, thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for this interview. Okay, it was a pleasure.
Thank you very much as well, Dimitris.
Okay, speak soon. Okay, bye-bye, take care. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Starts getting acting strange. You shake up all my hormones.